So today is January 9th, 2012, and the time is 22:35. And I'm going to talk about today um, Occupy Nigeria and how that just sparked last night, Monday. Well, for me, it was Monday, early Monday morning. It was 3 a.m. I was on Twitter messing around and I saw it unfold and I started following some people from there. But it was, I'm not sure what time it was in Africa or in Nigeria, but I'm sure it was still Monday. So we'll just go with that. But that's what was going on over there is a protest erupted, an Occupy movement had erupted after the citizens got notice that beginning January 1st, their oil subsidies would end, spiking oil prices up, you know, more than double of what they were, a little more than double. Um, so I went from 45 cents per liter to 94 cents per liter. And for the average African who makes $2, or who lives off $2 a day, which is 160 million Africans, which is most of Nigerians, which is most of their population, an increase like that is devastating to their paycheck. It's devastating to them. So this is why they're out there protesting. Uh, the president of Nigeria, Good Luck Jonathan, interesting name. He has said that the subsidies are unsustainable, and he's been getting a lot of pressure from the International Monetary Fund and the United Nations, or I'm sorry, the World Bank for he's been getting a lot of pressure from them to end the subsidies. So a lot of people are upset, with the influence of the IMF over Nigeria. A lot of people are upset because the according to reports, they say that the Nigerian uh, government is very corrupt and they don't care about the people. So people are out there, they're hitting the streets hard. There have been reports, I've gotten from two sources that uh, one source I've gotten that 12 people have been killed in relation. Not everybody was actually protesting, but because of the protest, 12 people have died either from like gunshots to whatever else. But there have been a lot of shootings, and one of them was the Penn Cinema Police Department in Lagos, I believe. In Lagos, they killed two young allegedly they killed two young people who weren't even a part of the protest. Apparently, they were playing soccer and were gunned down. So there's an investigation. There's a quote unquote investigation for that police department. Another source I have said that four people were killed. So we have four and we have 12. You know, I believe it's somewhere in between, which is still something that we should you know be upset about because nobody should be dying from protest. Everyone should have a right to protest and to speak out. But of course, in a lot of these African and Middle Eastern countries, people don't have the same rights that they have over here in other parts of the world. But this just gets to the bigger issue of what's going on of all these protests and Occupy and people getting frustrated, globally, and the influence of oil, man. It has a very large influence, to say the least. It's just dominating. It dominates. It dominates the United States foreign policy. It dominates the foreign policy of every superpower, of Israel, United States, Britain, British Petroleum. They're set. They're secretly they're basically going behind the public's back, which you can say they have the right to, but yeah, they do. But I have the right to scrutinize them, and they're being very secretive about building another base out in, I forgot what ocean or one of the seas it was, and it's just people are protesting. The people who are closest to there are saying they don't want this, but it's not getting any coverage, and it just shows you, man. Like, and then like I think about the pipeline that Keystone XL pipeline that's being built. That's I'm honestly I believe that this pipe is gonna be built. Obama is gonna he's if he gets elected again, he will erect this pipeline. There's just so much pressure The subsidies that were given the oil companies, just billions of dollars of subsidies, and it's just like, gosh, man, like for people who are already making so much money, they need more money to in order to continue. Like they're a great business, and it's funny because even when businesses fail, which is what people say about the capitalism and the way it should work. If you fail, you don't deserve to get incentive, basically, which is what happens when Wall Street and these banks fail and we bail them out. It's just like, but why do we bail them out? Because they're too big to fail, obviously. And it's just like there's this big money monster. There's this big money monster sitting over the United States and the world right now, and you're starting to see people get upset because of it, and it's starting to push. It's frustrating people here too. The average, I think, increase in the United States in oil prices, since the holidays was like, I don't know, I think 20 cents or something like that, a little less than that. Here it was 17 cents. So that's just where I am about that. I think Occupy Nigeria is something to keep an eye out on. It's going to be very interesting, and that's where I want to leave that. And if you guys have anything to say, please let me know. And Godspeed.